everyone, welcome back to another video with Arduino. This is going to be the last video in the series, finally finishing off the project with the Arduino Palooza game with our dispenser and our board. So in the previous video, we created the dispenser utilizing the servo motor and the stepper motor in order to control our structure over here. I also went over the build and the cardboard dimensions. So we have the buttons over here, as you can see. And today what we're going to be doing is finishing off today's project with creating the board. I'll talk about some of the things that I did to create the board, some recommendations I have, but mainly it's up to your decision. You can be as creative as you want. If you have a really creative game, make sure to let me know in the comments anything else you use this dispenser for. So without further ado, we're going to get into how I created the board and some tips I have. Okay, so this is the board that you saw in my previous video. As you can tell, it's made out of cardboard and some scrap paper. It's not too difficult to create. You could be just as creative as you want with this, or you could potentially use this dispenser for anything else. I can link some ideas if you're interested in that, but basically this is just cardboard. These are two pieces of cardboard I cut out from Amazon boxes. These are, so you see that there are little gaps in between. These are I believe one Amazon box, and I just cut it into 3 different pieces. I use some duct tape. I think that generally holds up the best. For these papers, I just use some simple tape, and these are, as you can see, some scrap paper. So if you have anything lying around, you're a little bit bored and you just want to create something, I think this is a really fun alternative. It's you could be as creative as you want. You don't even have to use this board idea. You can create your whole entirely new one, or you can even create a whole nother game. You can see I have the point systems here. I use some paper under it just to catch it. So there's paper supporting under here, and that is essentially it. I also wanted to note that there's a second piece of cardboard under here. My board is a little bit longer, so I need some support in the middle just to hold everything up. I find generally that it's more fun if you have a longer board because it has more variability. And yeah, you see that I use the borders for cardboard. I use the borders out of paper. But yeah, that is mainly it. And I guess I'll just explain some of my thought process behind it. Maybe that'll help you create your own. Okay, so this is TinkerCad. I use this software to kind of see and visualize what I want my board to be like. You guys can use a similar approach if you would like. So essentially what I have here, this is the cardboard, and these are the railings. I made the railings and obstacles out of paper, and especially since I didn't have a super long piece of cardboard, what I did was I took bunches of these cardboard plates and then just lined them up so it would extend like that. So it would just continue extending, and then I might include another plate that goes lower or something like that. So what you see here is these are the different obstacles, and there's holes. You guys can customize them for whatever point system you want. You could just be as creative as you want with it. Obviously, you already know that the dispenser is going to be up here, so the dispenser will seat it kind of like this, and then you can adjust it to direct the ball in a certain direction. So one tip that I had was the positioning of these holes and the obstacles. Make sure that you use the obstacles and the holes kind of in unison. So if there's a hole here, you might want to include an obstacle so that the hole is actually of use. So for an example, if the ball is rolling and somehow approaches the hole, it will not go in just because of how fast it's going and kind of the velocity of it. So what you need is you should have an obstacle here so that if it gets snagged on the obstacle, it goes into the hole, and that way it's actually getting caught somewhere. So as I said before, you can add a point system to these holes. You can use the Arduino arm for something entirely different if you would like. And yeah, have fun, just be as creative as you want, create different obstacles. I added here a ramp that I was thinking of. So in the case that a ball is rolling down the side and it's going really fast and it goes and it hits the ramp, it's going to go over this and maybe into here. So just think of it in different ways, kind of just predict the behavior of the ball. It's a fun activity just for you to kind of learn and just experiment. So if you're bored, take a stab at this. The website is TinkerCad, and there's a range of objects you can choose from. One thing I also wanted to mention is that if your board is in two pieces and taped together, so let's say this is two pieces of cardboard taped in the middle, what you want to do is include a support halfway in the middle so that the board doesn't collapse in on itself. So just something I wanted to mention. And yeah, if you guys create a board, make sure to post a YouTube video or something, and I'll definitely check that out. Well, that's going to be it for this 3-part series. We created the device, we created the circuit, and we created the board. And I want to make a special thank you to Subject 3.0 for this collab. It was so fun creating this game, and I hope you guys really enjoy creating it as well. Please leave any comments, any questions that you have, and I'll try my best to get back to them. But in the meantime, I really hope you guys learned a lot and enjoyed making this game as much as I did. Thank you.